All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about something called calculated compassion. It's a pretty dark and cynical guide to power, all about how leaders, tyrants, have figured out how to manufacture loyalty. And trust me, once you see it, you'll start seeing it everywhere.
So it all kicks off with this massive question, one that every single leader has to wrestle with at some point. Is being kind a weakness? Does it show strength, or does it just mean people are going to walk all over you? Where's that line between being generous and completely losing control?
Okay, that is a pretty brutal take, right? And this is the core idea we're going to unpack. Basically, it's saying that real, from the heart kindness, that's a liability. It's a weakness in the great game of power. The only time it's actually useful is when it's a deliberate move, a calculated play on the board. Okay, so if just being a good person is a no-go for a leader who wants total control, what do you do instead? Well, that brings us to this dark art of control, this idea of calculated compassion.
Yeah, let's be super clear here. This has nothing to do with actual compassion or being a nice person. Calculated compassion is a cold, hard system. It's all about using these two incredibly powerful opposite forces, reward and punishment, not because of how you feel, but with one single goal in mind, to literally engineer loyalty. And really, this whole strategy, it boils down to just two things. Two levers you can pull to control people by messing with our most basic emotions, hope and fear. On one side, you give them hope with rewards. On the other, you create fear with punishment. And it works because it taps right into our most basic wiring, our desire to get ahead and our instinct to survive. A master of this, according to the theory, knows exactly which lever to pull and when.
All right, let's break this down. First up, let's talk about the nicer of the two tools, hope. But as you can probably guess from the subtitle, there's a very specific and very limited way you're supposed to use it.
See, the whole point of giving out rewards isn't to be generous. No. It's about giving people something to lose. You give them just enough to keep them from hitting rock bottom. Because you know what? Desperate people are dangerous people. They have nothing to lose. This way, you're sending a message. Hey, stick with me, play by the rules, and maybe, just maybe, good things will happen. You give them a little something to protect. And this is absolutely the key, the secret sauce, right here. If people start expecting rewards, well, then the rewards have no power over them anymore. The leader has to stay in control. So you dangle that hope out there, like a carrot. It's always a possibility, but it is never, ever a guarantee. That little bit of uncertainty, that's what keeps people in line. Okay, so we've got the carrot. Now, let's talk about the stick. The other side of this coin is, of course, fear. And just like with hope, this isn't about flying off the handle. This is about punishment that is designed to make a very specific, very cold point. What's the goal here? It's simple, really. It's to make the idea of defying you completely unthinkable. The punishment has to be so harsh, so memorable, that it becomes a story people tell, a warning to everyone else. But, and this part is super important, it can't just be random. People have to know exactly what they did to deserve it. It's not about creating chaos. It's about creating a powerful deterrent. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to cold, hard math. Anyone even thinking about rebelling has to do a little calculation in their head and come to one conclusion. Whatever I think I can gain from this, it is just not worth what will happen to me if I get caught. The fear has to crush the hope every single time. So you've got these two powerful tools, hope and fear. But here's the thing, using just one of them won't work. A leader who's all carrots gets walked all over. A leader who's all stick just creates desperate rebels. The real dark magic here, the genius of it, if you can call it that, is finding that perfect, terrifying balance between them. You can almost think of it as a sick three-step playbook for total control. Step 1, give them just enough hope so they have something to lose. Step 2, make the consequences so terrifying that rebellion is off the table. And step 3, maybe the most important part, never let them know what's coming next. Keep them off balance by switching between reward and punishment. That unpredictability is a weapon in itself. And this is the end goal of all of this, the perfect equilibrium. You create a subject who has just enough hope that they don't want to burn the system down, but they're so terrified of the consequences that they would never dare try. They're trapped, right in the middle. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Okay, this is some old school tyrant stuff, dictators from history books. But here's the really chilling part. This dynamic, it's not just for tyrants.
It's a fundamental piece of how power works, period. Even today.
I mean, just think about it for a second. That boss at work who dangles a potential promotion in front of you, but also makes subtle threats about downsizing, that's calculated compassion. Or a political campaign that promises a bright future, while also telling you to be terrified of the other side. Same playbook. You see these echoes everywhere, from huge international negotiations all the way down to, yeah, even some personal relationships.
So look, the reason we're going through all this isn't to give you a manual on how to control people. Absolutely not. The real takeaway is to give you the glasses to see this strategy when it's being used. Because once you understand the mechanics, you can start to recognize when someone is trying to pull these levers of hope and fear on you.
And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. Now that you have this framework, just look around. Your job, the news you watch, your social circles. Where do you see this delicate and pretty dangerous balancing act of calculated compassion playing out?